that's cool.
Nice.
Wife's gonna be sending that to you on Facebook in a second.
I can, but I might not have it.
That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. Give him something special on episode 2.
So I guess you want to start out, say where we're at, what we're doing, and then I'll just play a song, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I would say if you can be ready to jam the second we, go live, I gotta say, hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This is, I'm Josiah, or I'll probably go with Therapy. I'm Jay Therapy, and this is the Artist Spotlight.
Okay.
And then, and then you just start jamming.
Awesome.
Right after I
Nice.
say Artist Spotlight, you jam. Let's see how good I can butcher this. I'm sure.
I believe in
Hey,
you.
You've seen me do some pretty ferocious stuff on stage. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. And I was the one that filmed it.
You got to learn. There's a way to learn. And that's.
Oh well, you know how much he was doing this before. Yeah. So,
I'll tell you what.
I don't know if you know Casey McNaughton. He's our
I don't.
CTO,
Nice to
our
meet you,
Chief
Casey.
Technical Officer.
He does a great job.
Bro, he
That sounded sarcastic.
No, it's not. You got to watch me. Sometimes I don't.
Sometimes it sounds like sarcasm.
Yeah, but it's not.
I
Actually,
gotcha.
I love everybody.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I just heard you say nice to meet you.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
How's it look? You got like with the guitar.
You got his outfit good? You got his gift fiddle? You got his guitar in the scene and everything? If we could scoot the table a little bit more my way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
That's fine. We got it.
That work?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. All right, you gonna give us a countdown?
Sure. 10, 9,
We can start with 3.
3, 2, 1.
We live. There we go. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us live at Karma Coffee Co. on J Therapy. Joined with Mr. Mitch Littler, Miss Ashley Ramos, and this is the Artist Spotlight.
I'm gonna do a little song here to get things kicking, and she got everything she needs. She's an artist, she don't look back. She got everything she needs. She's an artist, she don't look back. Take dark out of nighttime, paint your daytime black. Hey! Well, she never stumbles. She got no place to fall. Well, she never stumbles. She got no place to fall. Take dark out of nighttime. Out down on Sunday, salute her when her birthday comes. Out down on Sunday, salute her when her birthday comes. Halloween by her trumpet, Christmas I'll give her a drum. Musicians, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're live again. All right, we'll make sure we get this link out to everybody, especially out to our other members that can't get right. Brandy and Dave specifically, I think they're looking for that link right now. Mr. Casey McNaughton, we don't want to forget the man behind the camera, our Chief Technical Officer. A lot of awesome things he's doing for us now. But again, yes, Can't Get Right Entertainment. We are here, and this is the Artist Spotlight. What's that? It's pretty awesome because it's self-explanatory. We got artists that sing, we got artists that paint, draw, art. It's art, and we want to put them all in front of you, right here in Oil City.
See, it's fun.
So, yes, absolutely. Oh, we're going to have a good time. That's one guarantee I got. Wi-Fi? I don't know. Good time? Check. So, and if I didn't mention before, we're here live at Karma Coffee Co. Marie and Sean, amazing business owners here. They own 3 different establishments. Northside Eatery also in the Yellow Dog Lantern. And they were awesome enough to let us come in here and film today. So we definitely want to get some of our Bally Blue Moon and Karma Blend coffee and jam it down while we jam down. So, Miss Ramos.
Yes.
A new addition. We haven't had a visual artist at any kind of open mic night or audio thing we've ever done before.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you're from here in Old City?
Actually, my family is from New York City, but we moved out here. You know, it's a nice place to raise kids, especially compared to the city. There's 5 of us all together.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
City can get crazy. Yeah, it's a lot quieter here than New York City. I got to go there on my honeymoon just a couple weeks ago too, so it was pretty great. Yeah, and so you do portraits?
I do.
We're gonna have to see some of them.
Okay, I can show you some.
Yes.
Get right to them.
So,
absolutely.
I work in black and white, acrylic paint, mostly for portraits. So these are my 9x12 portraits. This is, I don't know if you can see.
I'm gonna
Go
carry
ahead.
it right up to
Go
the
ahead.
camera.
Give it to him.
Casey, let me know where
He
I'm
ain't-
at. When I'm at.
That's Matt Croyle. Some people might know who that is, I'm sure, especially local guys, local filmmaker.
We're filming a filmmaker on a piece
We're
of.
filming the filmmaker.
Everybody's getting
In a
free
painting.
promo today.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I have a couple more. I mean,
Look at
Definitely.
that is a friend of mine.
That is my favorite. When I saw that one, I look. You have your page there, your Facebook page.
Yeah,
And that
La Luna Artworks is my Facebook page.
And I was kind of doing my thing, kind of creeping around a little bit, and I saw that one, and that was my absolute favorite.
Thank you so much.
Well, one of them, of many. They're
yeah,
wonderful.
thank you. This is local artist Dee Fish. She is awesome. She is a comic book illustrator.
Amazing.
She's super talented.
Yeah, one other gentleman that does comic books around here. I wonder if they've ever bumped into each other.
Yeah, that is, she's amazing.
Amazing. Wow. Ashley Ramos.
And I just got really inspired and painted some local artists, and that's basically what was going on there. And I did some of my friends. This
great.
is my friend Cammie.
Cammie's getting a
Yeah.
shout out today.
Yeah, Cammie, what's up, girl? She's gorgeous. I love her.
Isn't it weird how it changes as you color paint?
Yeah, it is weird.
It's not really, but
What do you generally do your art on? I could be mistaken.
This is
Some
on.
piece of chalk?
This
Or-
is actually this is on paper. I do portraits and original art on canvas, stretch canvas also. But I figured that today it was appropriate to bring my smaller work here.
so your medium. These are like your starts. They're like your first.
They're my. This is the size they start out at.
Okay.
The 9x12 is the size I start out at, and I use like a heavy duty canvas paper for them. So they're very sturdy and they can be framed really easily. And I use acrylic paint in black and white. That's basically what I do.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. What pretty much brought you into painting? Have you been doing it? I imagine, like most artists, you start at a really young age.
Oh yeah. I started doing art like as soon as I could pick up a crayon or something. I mean, I used to, draw all over the walls like a lot of kids did. But my father and my mother, they were really supportive of me, and they kind
They're
of
supportive of you drawing on the walls.
Oh, my dad, he literally bought like these big rolls of paper and taped them all over the wall so I could just draw and do whatever I wanted.
Amazing
So,
dad.
Yeah,
That's
super.
that's some real like what would you call it?
Parent.
New age parenting.
It is. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess otherwise I would just keep on getting myself in trouble anyway. So, but it was a good thing to let me kind of just be creative and do what I wanted.
Yeah.
But art does run in my family. I have an artist uncle who lives in New York City. He's a professional artist. He does painting and fashion design. His name is Ramses Carranza. But he's super, super good. And I think it just runs in my blood, honestly.
Right on. Yeah, I know I got a lot of people in my family that draw, a lot of them done visual or they sing. You know, my father, guitar, keyboard, things like that.
Yeah.
Me, I got good at a mic. I don't know. I've tinkered with some painting and drawing and stuff like that. But again, yeah, just like you, a really young age. How about you, Mr. Mitchell? Your art is more of the auditory
I'm curious
type.
about you.
Oh no.
When did you start?
Make me talk about myself now.
Oh, just briefly.
Yeah. When did I start? That's really interesting. I guess that's really isn't something I've really talked about a lot. Actually, it's like with you and there's a lot of family connection. A grandfather, great grandfather, who's played the fife in the army, I believe. And
Now, what's a fife for people that don't know, like me?
it's like how do I explain it? We have it. It's made of wood, and it's
Okay.
usually played with like a drum corps,
Okay.
I believe. And it's sort of like, if you don't know what a fife is, if you might know what a flute is, and they're
Okay.
kind of long.
Okay.
They're much. Yeah. You play it. Yeah.
That's all you had to say. Yep.
And it's usually keyed to like a B flat or something like that.
Gotcha.
And I'll tell you how old my grandfather was on my dad's side is that was like 1800s. It was late,
wow.
like right before the turn of the century.
Okay. You're getting some
So my-
genealogy there.
Yeah,
my.
yeah. So my great grandfather was like, I believe my grandfather was born in right after the turn of the century. So
I know.
my father was the youngest of four.
So a while ago, basically.
Yeah. So
Okay.
long enough ago that they could be fife players in
Fife
the army.
Yeah,
That was
and people
legit.
knew what fifes were
Yeah.
back then. I got you. All right.
Not to
I
go
know what a
off-
Barney fife is. He had one bullet and he never got to use it. But that's on a.
That's a different.
That wasn't as long ago either.
Let me
Oh,
reel
my.
it in. This isn't a genealogy talk show. So basically, I
Yeah,
had a great
yeah.
grandfather was a musician and a grandfather was a musician.
Nice.
And my full time in the Pittsburgh area, and my Dixieland jazz is what he did. And so my dad played. So to make a long story short, is I've actually grown up with it for the longest time. And when I was
Wow.
really young, I actually would get really upset when we had to go sit at one of my dad's gigs because I knew I just had to sit there and
Not move.
and not move for a couple hours. You know, when it's your father, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But
Right.
later on, I've learned to appreciate that.
Definitely.
You know, definitely. And
Definitely, when you look at, the people in your family that are kind of influencing you, I mean, there's almost a little bit of like, I need to do that, you want to be involved. Like, we lived with my uncle for a short amount of time when I was young, and I can remember, he's such a good artist, it's ridiculous. I used to just sit there and watch him paint, like, crazy, awesome, original art. And I think that's where I got the whole painting thing from. And I didn't even start painting until like maybe 2 years ago. Before that, I was just drawing.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some people like to theorize that that you got to be born with an artistic sense. Whether that's music or audio.
Yeah.
Some say you can learn it. What do you guys think? You think that's something you got to be born with, or people might be able to learn it if they put enough of their time and effort into it?
I'll take this one first. I'll take this one
Okay.
first. And then, well, what do you actually?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think? We'll throw it back at you there for a little bit.
I don't think it's necessarily me. I don't think it's like an on or off switch.
Yeah.
Just like genetic traits come down. You got a lot or a little. So I think anybody, potentially anybody, could have some kind of artistic ability. I do believe as we come down the line, some are born with more than others. Just if you want to get to how the brain and genetics and all that stuff works. Possibly, but generally I like to think that anybody could find their artistic sense. Not anybody could pick up a pencil or write a song, but everybody has some kind of art magic inside them, and if they find it, I bet they would excel quite well.
The reason why I kind of jumped it back on you, and I'm gonna, is because I have a huge point of confliction with that question because
Do you?
I have, it's really interesting. I have a lot of people. Actually, I've had a lot of people say, oh, that's really awesome. I wish I could do that. And do what you do, and you probably get the same thing.
Yeah, I do.
So and I tell them anybody can do it.
Yeah.
And so people say, is what you say, well, some are, born with it or not. And, I have a hard time answering that one.
Yeah.
Because I really think if you want something, if you feel like it's what you are made to be, if you are an artist and you want to express yourself in some way, there's no boundaries.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
It's true.
A lot of the effort you put into it, basically. I say, you know what I mean. If some are prodigies and are born with it and can pick it up and right now, some gotta put more effort into it.
In music, what they say is, music. They're pretty. People are pretty harsh. So what they say is, if you think you do it good, remember there's always an 8-year-old who can do it. But so that's been my hard thing with that question. Is I think if it's something that touches you and really means something to you, then you will express yourself in the best way you can.
As long as you go after.
And that's what I see. That's what I saw in your portraits.
Oh,
actually.
thank you.
I saw a lot of expression. Yeah.
Thank you. I honestly, my opinion on this is like, if you want to pursue art, you're an artist. Honestly,
Yeah,
like if
there you go.
one day you wake up
buy
and you
that.
realize like you want to learn how to do something, maybe it might take you to learn a skill. Because I taught myself everything I know. I didn't go to school for it, and there's a lot of people that went to school and loved and learned so many things, and and maybe we're on the same level, or maybe they're above me. It doesn't really matter as long as they're expressing themselves. I think that's a natural thing. If somebody decides one day or they have the feeling that they want to learn or express themselves in a certain way, I think that's what makes people artists.
Definitely.
And then what other people get from it is really that's on them.
Definitely.
Honestly, yeah. But yeah, that's what I think about it. I was born wanting to draw and paint, all that stuff, but some people don't realize that they want to even do that until they're way older. You know? So.
And it's amazing to be able to see something you created. You know what I mean? Nobody can take that from you.
Yeah.
You own that. So that's pretty awesome. And the reason what actually brought me to that question, was kind of a preliminary, because I was wondering if we were born, with the ability to be artistic in one form or another, does that cover a lot? Basically, I've done some drawing, I've done some music. You're audio, you're visual.
Yeah.
Do you ever get into the audio and you ever into the visual? Or have you ever?
You told me that you did do some art before.
I did.
Yeah.
That's really it. Do you play guitar?
No, I don't.
No.
Not yet.
I like to sing actually, but that I never really did anything with it because it's not my forefront of my passion. But I like to express myself in different ways. So.
That's interesting. Like how you said, because I think I drew when I was younger and I painted too, but nothing like this.
Yeah.
What you do is,
No, I didn't.
but it was kind of the same thing. It's not my
niche.
it's not my front line,
Yeah.
my expression.
Forte.
Yeah, because I have this thing, and it's something that I always do. I always try to get into different avenues of being creative, and I like to knit, and I like to do crafty things like that. But it goes beyond that for me. Like I even know how to spin yarn and dye it and do all that kind of stuff. And I
That's
do
culture.
embroidery and all that. I do a whole bunch of stuff just because I want to know how to create. A lot of people just like to create and express themselves, but I think painting is the top thing on top of everything else.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if you could wake up in the morning and as soon as your feet plant on the ground, if you had a job to go to where you was doing anything you'd love to do for the rest of your life, it'd be painting.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now with my life, is trying to make that a reality.
Nice.
Just making that what I do for a living.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You, Mitch, was that? You wake up that get fiddle because it's probably in bed with you.
It's pretty close to, if you look at it, it got some good wear marks on it, but
I know.
if you,
You're a hard snuggler, I guess.
okay, give me a second. All
Okay.
right, we're having fun now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's my life. It's been my identity, So, and that's something I was really thinking when I was looking at your murals today. We talked about this a little later. I was really, because murals were just you're painting a person. It's a piece of your soul painting a person's soul.
Yeah, the portraits. Yeah.
I'm glad we kind of got on this subject here because, like, I know me, I wake up and it's music. It's been my identity since I was 13.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how I could I don't know how I would be in life without it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what I would do because I know
Yeah.
I've been to just, you know, just like you are, you know, just like you have so many, life is such a interesting ride.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I didn't have it, I mean, it's like breathing. You know,
Yeah, exactly. No, it is just like that.
you know, life definitely has influenced what I do because it is my
Yeah.
life. I guess, yeah.
I think people like to know that they have a purpose, and
And that
all of
they're-
ours is in some form or fashion
Or a
create
passion.
art and to
Yeah.
entertain. You know, a lot of it. So I don't know. I'm the same way. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been a welder. You know what I mean? I've been in the military. A lot of stuff. Heck, I've even been a criminal. That didn't work out either. You know what I mean? So the only thing I love doing, that I'm good at doing, and that I want to do every day is entertain. You know, and like you have many different outlets for that.
Yeah.
I want to entertain in a lot of different ways. I want to help people too. You know, philanthropy is a big one also.
Yeah.
So we know our lot in life.
How do you think art has affected, and this is something I know for me, how do you think art has affected your journey through life? I'm not trying to get any deep philosophy, so
Oh,
that's
no,
why I
no.
try about predestination or anything like that. But how do you think it has affected, like, how's it guided you? I guess is what I want to say.
I think, someone who kind of grew up with a lot of like anxiety, struggle with things like depression, all that kind of stuff. A lot of artists go through stuff like that, but it really is like an outlet. And maybe if you can't say really what's on your mind, you can put it on the canvas, or you can draw something about it, or write a poem about it, and let people write too, you know. And I just think, if I didn't have it, I'd be a really boring person. And, and people kind of know me for, even in high school and stuff, people will tell you that I used to, people always ask me to draw things for them, and I never did because I just always was afraid of what they would think of it after. But that's another thing with being an artist. You're afraid of criticism, but you kind of just put yourself in the way of it anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But,
You led right into mine. When y'all were saying identity, art is your identity. That was the picture that popped in my head. Pretty much was me when I was younger. I didn't have a lot of stuff that would make people like me. I didn't have friend building skills, let alone. So writing and performing music was the first thing that got people to say, people could remember my name, kind of. You know what I'm saying? They got to, you know what I mean? So, when they heard music, they wouldn't know me for anything else. But once they heard my music, they wouldn't forget me. So I latched onto that. You know what I mean? Especially being a kid, didn't have any friends, not a lot. So identity. Yeah, it's
Definitely.
I pursued it. The moment I knew I could make a friend writing music, hey buddy, I was on a roll.
Even people who were like mean to me in school would ask me to draw them things. I'm like, oh, okay, so you like me now because I'm an artist? That's cool.
Yeah, if the price is right, Bob.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
Right on. Yeah.
I gotta say, I think I spent a lot of time by myself when I started playing. So, you know, that when you start out, you probably go about 12 hours a day doing it.
Yeah, you do.
And you gotta, you have to be I think when you start, you have to be a solitary person at first.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to find yourself. You
Yeah.
spend a bunch of time with a bunch of friends. You're more invested in their lives. When you
Yeah.
got a lot of solo time, that gives you your childhood to kind of more find yourself.
And then it helps you hone your skills, really.
Yeah.
Because, I just started really getting involved in the art scene in Oil City, maybe 2 years ago. Before that, I was just painting, and nobody saw anything that I did. I just did it to express or get out any stress or anything like that. And nobody knew. Nobody, outside of my family or my close friends knew anything about it. So
Right.
I kind of had to, put myself in front of everything. And that's when I first went to the graffiti gallery in the transit building, and I submitted a painting, and I was so happy, and that changed everything, because for the first time people actually knew who I was, and I didn't really know them very much
It was
first.
a milestone.
It's kind of, yeah. And then the first time anybody actually wanted to buy or, commission me something,
So amazing, isn't it?
I was just like, what? And that was, it wasn't even that long ago. And then it was
Just like, woo,
yeah.
thanks guys.
I was like, oh, I don't know who you are, but yeah, I'll paint for you. That's awesome.
You get nervous. You're like, oh, really? You want to give me money
Yeah.
for this?
Yeah,
Like,
and then the self-doubt
thank you.
sets in, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, but you could do it. It's,
Right.
it's what you love to do.
Yeah,
so.
that's what you get some pure energy out of an artist for that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
That's something I think a lot of people don't, and this probably help. Doing this will help. I don't think a lot of people understand about artists. Is
Yeah.
we spend thousands and thousands of hours. You do,
And
what
money.
you do,
Yeah,
I
and
know
money.
you-
Yeah.
and money. I think I've put. We're almost like doctors in a way. We put 10 years of study
Yeah.
and work in before we even see a dollar back. And a lot of people, if you're not an artist and you haven't been in that lifestyle, I try to express that like that's something we devote our lives to it.
Yeah.
And it really is life for us. And
It really is.
It's a lot harder than, to make a buck off of that than
Yeah.
turning a wrench or, putting a nail through a board. It's rough. It's rough. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people have money to spend on art.
If it's the only thing, if I woke up and I had maybe $10 in my pocket, right, and I didn't have any, if I ran out of paint, that's what I'd go for. Like I'd go
Yeah.
and get some paint before I even think about if I have anything to eat. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just how art.
I mean,
works,
we
I
would.
think.
That's what I think. We would do this even if we would starve doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
if-
The starving artist thing is real, I think.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
a
best
thing.
diet I've ever been on. That ain't no lie. Shoot.
Yeah, I know that. I know about that intimately, but it happens, and as long as you have something in your life making you happy, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, for some reason, we just can't extinguish that little light inside of us, no matter really how bad it gets.
No.
And it ain't, unfortunately, for a lot of, our hardworking people out there, when you go and clock in to somebody else's business, it's not the same, you know what I mean, as owning your own thing. I don't think it is.
no,
I've
no.
never, I've excelled in almost every job I've went to with the first couple months. By the second, third month, I am miserable. I am miserable because
I'm
I just feel like
Same
I'm not,
here.
I'm not doing what I was put here to do. But this is the one thing that I've been able to do for years, and I get the same amount of satisfaction, if not more, every time.
Yeah,
Yep.
it might be more work. That's what I've noticed.
It is
It
much
is.
more work.
It's a lot more
'Cause
work.
You have to promote yourself. You have to,
Yeah.
work, and nobody's telling you to work. You have to motivate yourself.